I know, like, almost after the January win, you kind of laid out this game plan. I could potentially do 4 title fights this year. Here we are on the verge of the 4th one. Is it almost like shocking to you a little bit that this all happened so perfectly?
Yeah, that was my goal, to be busy this year, and thank you UFC to make this one happen, because I was willing to fight 4 times this year, and it's happening. Yeah, we are in 5 weeks. Today is Wednesday. All I have to do is make weight and be happy after.
How's just camp been this time preparing for Merab? Because, we've heard you in various interviews, you weren't maybe 100% for that first one. So I guess now, several years later, how was camp this time preparing?
Мой лагерь прошел отлично. Я прекрасно себя чувствую. И я сам в ожидании субботы для того, чтобы показать, на что я способен.
My camp went really great. I feel great. And right now, myself, I cannot wait until Saturday to show what I can really do.
What is your goal in this fight? Because you couldn't have beat Petr in a more dominant way last time around, right? The pressure's on you, I guess, a little bit to match that performance. What do you need to do to make it better this time?
I'm looking for finish him. It's gonna be tough because nobody ever finish him. But yeah, I want to win against him. Just it's another win. And of course, it's gonna be record in 4th fight wins this year, and it's another win in UFC. And every win is important for me, important for my country and my team. And I want to show good fights UFC fans. And I want to even last fight between me and Petr was good, but I want to do even better fight and keep improve. I'm keep improving every time.
When you guys first fought, he wasn't the champion yet. So after experiencing him there for 5 rounds, did you think he would reach the title? Not just reach it, but win the title? And did you think it would take you this long and to get the rematch that I assume you wanted right away?
Безусловно, Мераб проделал огромную работу своими победами, доказав, что он является одним из сильнейших в нашем дивизионе. Также мои поединки показали, что я заслуженно являюсь претендентом номер 1 для того, чтобы провести наш бой-реванш.
It's no question about the fact that Merab is a great warrior, that he showed with his fights that he is a deserving champion, that he deserves to be where he's at. But I also want to say that with my fights and with my performances, I showed that there is no other clear number 1 contender as opposed to me. So I deserve to be the number 1 contender, and I'm ready and able to fight for this title.
I believe the last fight was in the small cage, right? And this one will be the full-size octagon. Is that going to impact things at all? And does that favor you or him?
I don't know, actually, to be honest, because yes, it was in small octagon, and who knows? I'm a fighter, and long as it's a cage and it's not open mats, I'm doing good. I will always find the wall, and I will always press my opponent, pressure, and I will find a way to win.
This is your 3rd rematch you've had in your career with Magomedov and then Aljamain, and now you're rematching Merab. I guess, did you take anything away from preparing for those 2 rematches that, you can use in this camp, like the adjustments you made going into the 2nd fight?
Я думаю, что мы оба имеем гораздо больше информации друг о друге, чем первое противостояние. Если взять мой реванш с Магомедовым, взять мой реванш со Стерлингом, 100% в реванше я был лучше. И, безусловно, в эту субботу я уверен, что реванш с Мерабом, он будет таким же.
Obviously, we have a lot of information that we've downloaded about each other. We know each other better. But if you look at my first 2 rematches, with Magomedov and Sterling, you could see that I was 100% better in the 2nd fight. So I'm determined to make sure that I'm much better in the 2nd fight against Merab.
In your first fight with Petr, there was a lot of bad blood. There was the pushing on the scales and everything. He was up here earlier, and he was much more complimentary of you. He said, you are the best bantamweight ever, and even if you lose to anyone, you probably deserve an immediate rematch against anyone you want. So I guess, is the issues with you resolved now that you did fight him for all those rounds?
Yeah, that time it was more personal fight for me. Now it's more competition, because, we fought once already, and then I beat him now. every time he was fighting, I was cheering for him, and I look his Instagram. He's a great father. As a fighter, he was always a good fighter. The only problem I had with him, like he was bully. He was talking trash about me, about Aljo, our team, and like he was he was just not give us respect. And that was the problem. But now it's all good. Like doesn't matter what, I will shake his hand and wish him best for his life.
Я также считаю, что в реванше я победил Стерлинга. Вот эти вот его пересидки за спиной немножко сломали картину боя, но я уверен, что в том поединке я тоже одержал победу.
I'm sure that I also won the rematch against Sterling. This whole sitting behind the back, the dragging out the fight, all of that. But I'm sure that I got the victory in that fight as well.
There was a bit of bad blood between you and Merab.
Вы понимаете, я прилетаю через всю планету, дерусь дома с тем же Стерлингом, с тем же Мерабом. Просто представить, сколько пролетел километров и конкурировать у них дома. Конечно же, для меня это гораздо сложнее.
Just think about this. I flew across the entire planet. I come back to rematch Sterling or Merab in their home, in their hometown. Everything's against me. Just think about how much pressure that is. Just think how hard it is. Obviously, it's much harder for me than it is for them.
У нас было шоу в Таиланде. Мы должны были быть там тренерами с Мерабом. Он много писал, ему уже купили билеты, но в конечном итоге он просто испугался и не приехал. Вместо себя отправил Стерлинга. Я его месяц мучил.
There was a show that we were supposed to shoot in Thailand where both myself and Merab were supposed to be coaches. He wrote a lot, he texted a bunch, he said whatever. They actually bought a ticket for him, but at the very end he got scared, didn't come out, and sent Sterling instead of him. And so I was there for a month just big brothering Sterling.
He joked that you were too afraid to go do the reality show with him in Thailand. That Aljamain did, so I guess why didn't you do the show with him?
I just win fight against, I believe it was Sean O'Malley, and I was just fresh champion, this reality show it was in Thailand with the crazy fighters, and I was willing to go, but and then like a lot of people told me to it was, I don't know, like I ended up don't go, and my friend Aljamain is telling go there, and then no, I wasn't that scared, like I was, like not scared, but like I ended up not go there because there is it was some situation else there, like something, and then that's why I don't ended up go, but but they offered me a lot of money. It was hard to say no.
So Aljamain got the money then.
And then I guess they need me. They offered me more money, and then it was a little bit disappointed. They don't give same money. Aljamain is telling, it was crazy. But even Aljo take last minute. Aljo saved them,
Yeah.
Petr, curious, how much more satisfying is winning this UFC title going to be compared to the fight with Jose Aldo, which is a vacant title and everything, getting your revenge here, everything you've been through? Is this going to be more satisfying than the first UFC title win?
100% этот поединок, он гораздо важнее для меня, для всего сообщества. Вот. Для меня очень важно вернуться и показать, на что я способен.
100%. This is a way more important fight for myself, for the entire team, for everybody who's with me. It's important for me to come back and to really show what I can do.
Yeah, and you talked about just now, the difference between that first build-up with Petr Yan a couple years ago to now. In this stage of your career, holding the belt, do you prefer, this more, respectful build-up, or do you often enjoy when maybe a fighter lights, a little fire under your eyes?
No, I never like this. Make dramatic or something, It's a fight. We are professional fighters, and people will watch anyways, We don't have to, it was one guy, the spoiled guy who called me after our fight. He said, "Oh, Merab, like, don't post picture of me. It was just we just build the fight. Or I'm like, bro, why you did this? You know, you don't need to do this. And then he's also like his assistant or his some kind of guy also called me that it was. They told me word I wanna. It was. They said this is. What's the word? I forget. But I don't like this, man. You know, people, MMA fans will watch our fights anyway. And if it's not organic, why we have to disrespect each other or something? I never like this. But whatever was like. It was real, you know. It was real, and I'm a real guy. I don't. Maybe I joke, whatever, but it's, you know. But joke is joke. But like, I don't like to talk trash for no reason.
What's just your perspective on Merab's very busy year here, the 4 camps, the 4 title fights? How is that going to impact what version of him shows up on Saturday, if at all?
Can you remind me where all of those fights were, all the Merab fights were?
Some of them were here. They were here, weren't they? All of them?
Многие из них здесь, по-моему, все они были здесь.
Все поединки были здесь, в Вегасе.
All of the fights were here in Vegas.
В
Окей.
Лос-Анджелесе в начале года дрался с Умаром.
One in Los Angeles with Umar.
Right.
Лос-Анджелес, how many hours need flight to Los Angeles?
4 hours drive.
Окей, it's home too, да?
4 часа.
Это тоже дома.
Same thing as
Я
fighting
думаю,
at
что
home.
дома можно драться каждые выходные. Реально, на заднем дворе у себя он дерется. Живет здесь дерется 4 раза. Я когда подписал контракт с UFC в 2018 году, за год провел 5 поединков. Если бы эти все 5 поединков проходили у меня дома, блин, я бы 10 провел боев.
It's very easy to fight in your backyard. Here or Los Angeles, it's the same thing. You know, it's basically like fighting at home. You can fight at home every single weekend. In your backyard, you can fight. You can fight all the time. When I signed the contract in 2018, I had 5 fights that year as well, and they were not at home. If I could fight at home every one of those fights, I could fight 10 times that year.
Hi, Merab. Thank you so much for your time. In your first fight with Jan, your pressure as well as your pace made a huge difference. What adjustments, if any, have you prepared for in this rematch?
Yeah, I'm keep telling myself I have to keep a same mindset and same pressure, you know, which is gonna be hard. Like now, I think like now Petr Yan will be more aggressive and more pressure, and me feel like I will be more technical and more skill, and but same time I have to be mad to about him, which is I don't know. Let's see. First, I'm focusing to make weight, and I'm gonna think about this Friday in Saturday's plans. You know, like right now I'm just relaxed. You know, I just saw Petr outside, and I said, "Hey, Petr, how are you?" You know, like. Nice, warm hello to him.
Do you agree that he's one of the greatest champions in your weight and 61 kgs? Do you also respect him and do you also regard him as the greatest champion? No questions. He done all the work and did all the proof to show that he's one of the greatest in 61 kgs.
Будет глупо, если я буду недооценивать или говорить, что это не так. Факты, они сами говорят за себя, да. И наоборот, для меня это огромная мотивация, огромная серьезность, чтобы быть мотивированным, собранным и готовым к этому бою на 100%.
It would be silly for me to try and say that that's not the case, to try and take away from his accomplishment. No, the facts are facts. If you look at paper, he is one of the greatest. But for me, that's also a motivation, something that shows me that I need to push myself further and show what I can do.
That's beautiful. I know you mentioned your technicality, that you're focusing on that. What did you learn from the first fight with Jan that carries into this rematch?
Yeah. Petr is kind of like bully fighter. If he make you walk your back and he will throw you a punch, it makes you relax and it make you like a bully. He will destroy you. So. And you have to bully him back, you know, you have to, don't give him a chance, and you have to just, you know, you have to be mad to fight him.